Imagine a place where time stands still, and the earth speaks in whispers of stone and fire. We are about to journey through breathtaking marvels that challenge everything you thought you knew about our planet. These are the stories hidden in plain sight, ranging from industrial giants to spiritual sanctuaries. If you are ready to see the world through a different lens, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. But before we reveal the first mystery, leave a comment below. What corner of the globe do you call home right now? Do not challenge the giants of the Bhagirathi River, for the water remembers the villages it swallowed to give us light. Standing at a staggering 855 feet, the Tehri Dam is one of the highest rock-filled dams in the world and a cornerstone of India's hydroelectric power. This man-made mountain was constructed to withstand the immense seismic pressure of the Himalayas, holding back a massive reservoir that provides 2,400 MWh of energy to the nation. The dam looks like a colossal emerald eye staring out from the deep valley, its surface reflecting the jagged peaks that surround it. It is a triumph of survival and engineering in a land of extremes. However, the local hill people speak of the old city that lies beneath the waves, where the bells of submerged temples still ring during the monsoon floods. There are warnings that the river spirits are merely sleeping, waiting for the dam to groan under the weight of the Himalayas. When the moon reflects off the still water, the depths look bottomless and hungry. What price must be paid for the power of a caged river? How do you build a portal that captures the soul of the Appalachian Mountains? The Pittsburgh International Airport modernization is a $1.4 billion project that reimagines the terminal as a seamless extension of the natural landscape. By integrating landside and airside functions into a single, light-filled structure, the design utilizes high ceilings and a forest of columns to create an environment that mimics the rolling hills of Pennsylvania. The terminal looks like a grand steel bridge, suspended in the clouds, its silver arches reflecting the city's industrial heritage. It is a sanctuary of transit, designed to reduce the stress of travel through beauty and efficiency. However, the wind that whistles through the new structures carries a low-frequency hum that sounds like the ghosts of the old steel mills. There are warnings that the building's open design allows the spirits of the forest to wander through the gates at night. As the amber terminal lights glow against the forest edge, the air feels charged with an ancient energy. Is this a modern terminal or a home for the spirits of the wind? Why does the busiest station in Europe feel like a living, breathing organism that never truly sleeps? The expansion of Gare du Nord in Paris is a massive effort to modernize a 19th century masterpiece to handle over 700,000 daily travelers. This project involves creating new departures galleries and glass-roofed concourses that blend modern transparency with the station's iconic neoclassical facade. As the primary hub for the Eurostar and Thalys, it acts as the heart of European connectivity. The structure looks like a giant ornate steel hive, where human ambition and romantic longing intersect every second. It is a symbol of Parisian elegance, and the relentless pulse of a continent in motion. But as the steam of the morning trains rises toward the glass ceiling, the shadows of the old station seem to dance with the newcomers. Locals whisper about the eternal passenger, a figure seen on Platform 3 who never boards a train. As the station clock chimes, the vibration echoes in your chest like a heartbeat. Are we moving toward our destiny, or just circling a platform in time? How fast is too fast when you are tearing through the fabric of the countryside at 220 miles per hour? The Hefei-Wuhan high-speed railway is a 300-mile artery of speed, designed to shrink the vast distances of China into a mere afternoon's journey. This project involved laying specialized tracks and building massive viaducts that soar over valleys and cut through granite mountains with surgical precision. To the naked eye, the train appears as a silver bullet, a blur of motion that defies the laws of physics and friction as it glides on its path. But at these speeds, does the human mind truly keep up with the body? Some passengers claim that when the train hits its peak velocity, the scenery outside begins to warp into impossible shapes, and time itself seems to stutter. There are rumors of ghost stations hidden along the route, places where the train stops, but no one ever gets on or off. Engineers warn that at such high frequencies, the vibration echoes ancient geological faults. Is this the pinnacle of travel, or are we racing toward an end we cannot see? Beware the winds that howl through the Chenab Valley, for they possess a strength that can topple the bravest souls. Standing 359 meters above the riverbed, the Chenab Bridge is officially the world's highest railway bridge, surpassing even the Eiffel Tower in stature. This 1.3-kilometer-long steel arch is a masterclass in extreme engineering, built to withstand massive earthquakes and high-intensity blasts. It looks like a colossal steel rainbow connecting two jagged mountain peaks, a metallic scar across the ancient, untouched Himalayan landscape. However, the construction was plagued by treacherous terrain and unpredictable weather that often claimed lives in the shadows. Locals warn that the bridge spans a chasm where the air is thin and the shadows are long, claiming the mountain spirits are displeased with this iron intrusion into their clouds. On moonless nights, workers have reported hearing metallic groans that sound like a giant beast waking up. Do not look down when the mist rises, or the abyss might just look back. Stay vigilant, for the heights here are not just a measurement, but a judgment. Steer clear of the salt flats of Gujarat, where the heat mirages play tricks on the desperate and the unwary. The Dolera Solar Park is a massive 5 GeoDollars renewable energy project, a sprawling grid of glass and silicon that aims to be the largest of its kind upon completion. Covering over 11,000 hectares, this site utilizes the relentless Indian sun to power a nation's hunger for growth and sustainable energy. From above, the park looks like a giant, shimmering circuit board etched into the parched skin of the earth, a mechanical oasis in a dead land. But the locals speak of a curse on the soil where nothing grows, claiming the sun here has a hunger that panels cannot satisfy. There are warnings that the intense glare creates hot spots where birds vanish in midair, and the air itself vibrates with a sickening hum. They say the ground beneath the panels has turned cold and hollow, as if the life force is being drained. If you hear the hum becoming a scream, run. The light here is not your friend. It is a predator. Don't look down. The void below the Royal Gorge Bridge has a way of pulling at the soul. This suspension bridge, perched 955 feet above the Arkansas River, held the title of the world's highest bridge for over 70 years. Completed in 1929 in just 6 months, the 260-foot-long structure remains a terrifying feat of 20th century engineering, built to withstand the fierce, unpredictable winds of the Colorado canyons. The timber planks creak underfoot, making the bridge feel like a fragile spider's silk thread stretched across a jagged scar in the earth. It is a place where the barrier between the sky and the abyss is dangerously thin. Local legends tell of those who felt a call from the depths, a whispering shadow that rises from the river when the sun hits the granite walls just right. As the amber light fades into the canyon's belly, a cold chill creeps up the cables. What is the canyon truly asking for when the wind begins to scream? Why would anyone build a forest of steel in the middle of a graveyard for ships? The Gemini offshore wind farm is a colossal $2.8 billion project located 85 kilometers off the coast of the Netherlands, where the North Sea is at its most volatile. With 150 Siemens turbines rising from the churning depths, it generates $600 MWh of clean energy, enough to power 1.5 million people. These massive structures are anchored deep into the seabed, defying relentless gales and freezing salt spray to harvest the invisible power of the wind. From the horizon, the turbines appear as giant white sentinels standing guard over a watery wilderness, their blades slicing through the mist like slow-motion scythes. Sailors speak of strange, rhythmic hums that resonate through the hulls of passing boats, as if the turbines are communicating with the deep. Beneath the flickering strobes of the navigation lights, do the spirits of the North Sea recognize these new masters? Or are we merely guests in a realm that never truly welcomed us? Why would mankind seek to sail a ship through the dark, claustrophobic heart of a mountain? The Stad Ship Tunnel in Norway is a world-first engineering feat. A 1.7-kilometer passage carved through the solid rock of the Stadlandet Peninsula. Designed to help vessels bypass the treacherous Stadavet Sea, one of the most dangerous coastlines on Earth, this tunnel can accommodate ships weighing up to 16,000 tons. It looks like a giant gaping mouth of a stone titan waiting to swallow the ocean whole. The interior is a cathedral of wet rock and artificial light, where the echoes of the engines sound like thunder. But what happens when the tide turns inside a mountain? Old sailors warn that the mountain has a memory and does not like the taste of salt water in its veins. There are rumors of strange lights seen deep within the tunnel walls, and currents that pull boats toward the jagged edges without warning. Is this a sanctuary from the storm? Or have we sailed directly into a trap set by the earth itself? Witness the heartbeat of global trade at the Ningbo Zhoushan port, the busiest maritime gateway on the planet. This massive hub handles over 1 billion tons of cargo annually, serving as the critical link between China's manufacturing power and the global market. Its expansion involved the integration of several port areas across the Zhejiang coast, utilizing automated quay cranes and smart logistics to manage thousands of ships every year. The sprawling facility looks like an endless field of steel Tetris blocks, where neon-colored containers are stacked into artificial mountains that reshape the coastline. It is a symbol of unparalleled economic might and technical precision that makes the people of Ningbo swell with pride. As the golden harbor lights shimmer across the Pacific waters, there is a sense of destined prosperity in every horn blast. This port is more than infrastructure. It is the pulse of human ambition. If the ships ever stop coming, will the ocean remember the weight of the gold it once carried? The Cameron LNG facility in Louisiana stands as a $10 billion fortress, a testament to the sheer scale of the global energy revolution. This massive export terminal is designed to liquefy and ship 12 million tons of natural gas per annum, utilizing 3 sophisticated liquefaction trains that turn vapor into liquid at sub-zero temperatures. It was built to bridge the gap between American resources and the energy-hungry markets of Europe and Asia, marking a historic shift in global fuel dynamics. Architecturally, the facility resembles a frozen silver city of pipes and tanks, glowing with an industrial intensity that can be seen for miles across the marshlands. To the locals, it represents a beacon of economic survival and a shield against poverty. When the facility's flare stacks illuminate the night sky with a ghostly orange glow, some say the fires look like ancient signals to the gods of industry. Is this the fire of progress? Or are we burning through the very future we claim to be protecting? Beneath the silt and currents of one of the world's most powerful waterways lies the Yangtze River Tunnel, a triumph of subterranean engineering. Connecting Shanghai to Nantong, this project utilized massive shield tunnel boring machines to carve a 9-kilometer path through treacherous riverbed conditions. It was conceived to solve the logistical nightmare of crossing a river that has historically divided the region. The tunnel feels like an underwater dragon's throat, a smooth, concrete passage that hums with the vibrations of thousands of vehicles passing safely through the wet darkness. It is a masterful taming of nature's raw power, showcasing human dominance over the elements. Local fishermen say the river still demands respect, and that the tunnel's lights sometimes flicker when the tide is high, as if the water is testing the walls. As the white fluorescent lights reflect off the passing glass, one wonders, can a dragon truly be caged by concrete? Or is the river simply waiting for its moment to reclaim the path? In the heart of the desert, a silent revolution moves beneath the shifting sands as the Doha Metro sets a new global standard for driverless public transportation. This $36 billion project, featuring 3 main lines, red, green, and gold, was engineered to move millions with surgical efficiency during the 2022 FIFA World Cup. The system incorporates regenerative braking and ultra-modern materials to survive extreme desert temperatures, showcasing the pinnacle of Gulf innovation. Its stations are designed with vaulted spaces that look like the interior of a giant pearly oyster shell, paying homage to the nation's historic pearl diving heritage. From the outside, the sleek station entrances resemble flowing desert dunes frozen in silver and glass, a futuristic oasis hidden beneath the bustling city streets. The metro is the crown jewel of Qatar's national vision, a symbol of a country leaping into the future while honoring its deep cultural roots. It is more than a train. It is a promise of connectivity that unites the world under the desert sky. The extraction of power from the Earth's hidden layers has reached a massive scale with the Australia Pacific LNG project, a $25 billion investment in the future of energy. This monumental infrastructure undertaking taps into the vast coal seam gas reserves of Queensland's Surat and Bowen basins, processing gas into a liquid state for the global market. The project features a 530-kilometer subterranean pipeline that acts as a vital artery, transporting resources to a world-class liquefaction facility on Curtis Island. Utilizing high-precision hydraulic technology and advanced filtration, it stands as a pillar of Australian engineering prowess and economic stability. Visually, the sprawling network of wells and pipes resembles a giant steel spiderweb draped across the rugged outback, a metallic testimony to human persistence against a harsh landscape. It is a source of immense national pride, symbolizing a bridge between the raw earth and modern industry. As the sun sets over the gas flares, the local workers say, "The earth gives what we are brave enough to take." Where the Java Sea once met the empty horizon, a new titan of global trade has been reclaimed from the waves in West Java, Indonesia. The Patimban port is a multi-billion-dollar strategic project designed to decentralize logistics and boost the nation's maritime economy. This massive undertaking involved the creation of hundreds of hectares of new land through advanced reclamation techniques, turning shallow coastal waters into a deep-sea gateway for the world's largest container ships. The port's layout looks like a giant concrete hand reaching out from the island of Java, ready to grasp the flow of international commerce. It stands as a testament to Indonesia's rising industrial might and its ambition to become a global maritime axis in the 21st century. For the local communities, Patimban is a beacon of hope and a harbinger of modernization that brings the world to their doorstep. As the ships dock at the new terminal, the people say that the sea has blessed their shores with a new era of prosperity. Do not mistake this white, undulating serpent for a mere railway station. It is a gateway that breathes and shifts with the earth. Designed by the visionary Zaha Hadid, the Napoli-Afragola station is a moving bridge that connects the high-speed rail lines of Italy's north and south. The 30,000 square meter structure is built with a sophisticated tectonic design to withstand the volcanic activity of nearby Mount Vesuvius, using fluid concrete forms that defy traditional geometry. Its exterior looks like a molten white ribbon draped across the tracks, a frozen wave of stone and glass that appears to be in constant motion. But beware the echoes that bounce off the smooth white walls after the last train departs. Locals whisper about the white ghost of the station, a cold breeze that moves against the wind, carrying the faint scent of ancient ash. Is this building a masterpiece of modern art? Or have we built a cage for a spirit that refuses to be tamed? Why would a titan of industry choose a quiet German forest to build the machine that builds the machine? Tesla Giga Berlin is the company's first manufacturing hub in Europe, a multi-billion-euro facility designed to produce hundreds of thousands of electric vehicles and millions of battery cells annually. This factory represents a radical shift in European automotive engineering, utilizing massive gigapress casting machines to simplify car bodies into single pieces of aluminum. Architecturally, the plant is a sprawling silver-gray fortress of efficiency, a glass and steel hive where thousands of robots move with surgical synchronization. From above, it looks like a giant motherboard plugged directly into the Brandenburg soil, pulsing with the electricity of a new era. However, the locals whisper about the silence of the woods being replaced by a high-frequency hum that never stops. Some claim the facility has a digital consciousness that learns from every movement. As the red LED lights flicker through the glass at night, one must ask, is this the cradle of a green future? Or have we invited an unblinking god of industry into our sanctuary? In the heart of the world's most desolate desert, a subterranean ocean is being channeled through the veins of a titan. The great man-made river is the largest irrigation project ever conceived, a vast network of pipes drawing ancient water from the Nubian sandstone aquifer system deep beneath the Sahara. Built over decades, this $25 billion engineering feat utilizes 4,000 kilometers of concrete pipes, every 4 meters in diameter, to transport fresh water to Libya's parched coastal cities. It is a lifeline in a land where rain is a myth, a masterful taming of geological history to serve human survival. The pipeline resembles a giant petrified serpent buried in the sand, its scales made of reinforced concrete, and its blood the prehistoric rain of a forgotten age. But the desert does not give up its secrets without a price. Local nomads warn that the water carries the memory of a time when the Sahara was green, and disturbing it rouses the spirits of the old world. If the wells ever run dry, will the desert reclaim its thirst with a vengeance? Why does a colossal concrete flower rise 182 meters above the Brazilian savanna to watch the horizon with hollow glass eyes? Known as the Flower of the Cerrado, the digital TV tower in Brasilia was the final masterpiece of the legendary architect Oscar Niemeyer. This structural marvel was built to centralize digital broadcasting signals while serving as a panoramic lookout over the federal capital. Its sleek, curved stem supports 2 massive glass-domed petals that house museums and cafes, offering a surreal view of the landscape. Visually, it looks like an alien lighthouse or a prehistoric plant that has evolved into a metallic giant, casting a long shadow over the red earth. However, be cautious when the wind picks up around the tower's base. Some say the whistling air creates a low-frequency hum that sounds like mountain spirits trying to communicate with the machines. There are warnings that the tower's glass eyes see more than just the city. They see things that haven't happened yet. A 1,000-mile iron ribbon is being stitched across the Baltic states to heal a landscape long divided by history. Rail Baltica is an ambitious $6 billion greenfield infrastructure project designed to integrate Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania into the European standard gauge rail network. This high-speed link will allow trains to soar across borders at 155 miles per hour, bypassing the old Soviet-era tracks that once isolated these nations. The project involves building massive bridges and ecoducts to protect the ancient forests that the tracks must pierce. Visually, the railway looks like a sleek, silver needle threading through the emerald velvet of the Baltic wilderness, a symbol of unity and forward motion. Yet, as the tracks cross through old battlefields and forgotten villages, workers have reported hearing the rhythmic clatter of phantom trains from the past. It is said that the iron absorbs the echoes of those who never finished their journey. As the modern engines hiss to a stop, do they carry only passengers, or do the ghosts of history ride for free in the silence? Beneath the chaotic pulse of South America's largest city, a silent driverless brain is navigating the dark. São Paulo Metro Line 4, also known as the Yellow Line, is a pioneer in fully automated transit, using GoA4 technology to move nearly 1 million people daily without a single human at the controls, carved through the complex geological layers of the Brazilian plateau. The line utilized advanced tunnel boring machines to create deep subterranean arteries that link the historic center with the bustling west zone. The stations are cathedrals of raw concrete and yellow steel, looking like the internal organs of a massive mechanical beast hidden under the skyscrapers. It is a triumph of artificial intelligence over urban gridlock. However, passengers often report a strange sensation of being watched by the train itself. Some claim the tunnels carry a low-frequency vibration that mimics a heartbeat, as if the automation has developed a soul. As the doors hiss shut in the empty stations, you realize you are at the mercy of a machine that never sleeps. Who is truly in control when the lights go out? How does a nation build a gateway to the stars on a foundation of reclaimed sea and shifting tides? The expansion of Incheon International Airport is a masterclass in hypermodernity, featuring the massive Terminal 2 and a fourth runway designed to handle over 100 million passengers a year. This project utilizes smart technology, including autonomous robots and biometric boarding, to create a seamless flow of human movement. The terminal's roof is a masterpiece of fluid architecture, looking like a giant translucent phoenix spreading its wings over the yellow sea, its feathers made of glass and solar panels. It is a transparent lung that breathes in the world's travelers and exhales them into the heart of Asia. But within the sterile white halls, there is a sense of eternal transition. Frequent flyers speak of a void in the terminal, where time seems to stand still and the horizon never moves. As the pale moonlight reflects off the tarmac, the airport feels like a vessel waiting to depart the earth entirely. Are we merely travelers, or are we souls lost in a high-tech purgatory? Why is the home of the San Francisco 49ers built to be the most intelligent structure in the world of sports? Levi's Stadium is a $1.3 billion high-tech arena, the first of its kind to receive a LEED Gold certification for its sustainable design, featuring a 27,000 square foot green roof and solar terraces. Every seat is a data point, connected to a massive Wi-Fi network that monitors fan behavior and optimizes the game day experience through a dedicated app. The stadium looks like a giant white lattice circuit board dropped into the heart of Silicon Valley, its open-air design reflecting the sun off glass suites and steel beams. It is a digital cathedral where the energy of 70,000 people is harvested and analyzed in real time. Yet, some say the stadium's sensors pick up more than just data. There are rumors of digital ghosts that flicker on the giant video boards when the stadium is empty, echoes of cheers that haven't happened yet. As the stadium's lights hum in the California night, you feel the pulse of a machine that knows your name. Are we the fans, or are we just the fuel? Do not enter the Rogfast Tunnel if you fear the weight of the world, for you will be driving 390 meters beneath the crushing pressure of the North Sea. This world record-breaking project in Norway is the longest and deepest subsea road tunnel ever attempted, stretching 27 kilometers to connect the cities of Stavanger and Haugesund. Engineers are currently carving 2 separate tubes through solid gneiss rock, creating a subterranean highway that will eliminate the need for treacherous ferry crossings. The tunnel interior is designed with massive mountain halls, illuminated by blue and yellow lights to prevent driver fatigue in the deep darkness. It looks like a concrete gullet leading into the belly of the earth, a spiraling path into the abyss. Sailors above say they can feel the vibrations of the drills through the hulls of their boats, like the earth itself is groaning in pain. Some believe that at such depths, we are trespassing in a realm where the sunlight was never meant to reach. If the ocean decides to reclaim the silence, where will you run? Beware the Mersey when the fog rolls in, for the new bridge stands as a harp of steel, waiting for a ghostly wind to play its strings. The Mersey Gateway is a spectacular cable-stayed bridge featuring 3 majestic pylons of varying heights, carrying 6 lanes of traffic across the salt marshes. Built to replace the ancient Silver Jubilee Bridge, this project utilized over 100,000 cubic meters of concrete and miles of high-tensile steel cables to span the wide estuary. The bridge looks like a giant white sailing ship frozen in mid-traverse, its cables fanning out like the wings of a predatory bird. It is a symbol of industrial rebirth for the north of England, connecting communities long divided by the river's murky tides. But as the wind whistles through the gaps in the cables, it creates a haunting melody that locals say sounds like the cries of the Mersey sirens. There are warnings that the bridge demands a toll of more than just money on stormy nights. When the mist swallows the pylons, do you trust the road to lead you home? In the frozen wilderness of northern Manitoba, the Nelson River is being tamed by a hydraulic giant that breathes power into the cold. The Kiyask hydroelectric project is a $695 million powerhouse built in partnership with 4 First Nations communities, designed to harness the raw kinetic energy of the rapids. The massive spillway and powerhouse are built to withstand extreme sub-zero temperatures and the crushing force of spring ice flows, a testament to Canadian engineering resilience. Architecturally, the dam looks like a jagged concrete scar across the white landscape, a fortress of steel standing against the relentless flow of the north. It is a source of clean energy and economic hope for the people of the tundra. But the river has a long memory. Indigenous elders speak of the water spirits who were moved by the construction and warn that the roar of the turbines is actually the river's scream of protest. When the northern lights dance over the spillway, the water glows with an eerie green light. Is this power a gift or a debt we can never repay? To save a city from suffocating on its own traffic, engineers had to build a submarine lung beneath the most expensive skyline on Earth. The Central Wan Chai Bypass is a $4.6 billion strategic highway featuring a 3.7-kilometer tunnel that dives under the reclaimed land of Victoria Harbor. This project was a logistical nightmare, requiring the construction of massive air purification systems, the largest in the world, to filter out toxic pollutants before they reach the surface. The tunnel walls are lined with sleek white tiles that reflect the neon glow of passing cars, making the drive feel like a high-speed journey through a futuristic laboratory. It looks like a polished concrete throat, swallowing the city's chaos and spitting it out into the light of the eastern shore. Yet deep within the bypass, the silence is heavy. Drivers speak of a pressure that isn't just atmospheric, but a weight of the ocean pressing down on the soul. As the green exit signs flicker, one wonders if the city above is aware of the silence we have built beneath its feet. Standing tall against the shifting plates of Central America, Torre Reforma is a masterpiece of seismic engineering. This 246-meter skyscraper is currently the tallest in Mexico, featuring a unique triangular structure designed to withstand a massive 8.5 magnitude earthquake. Engineers utilize 2 massive concrete walls that act as a giant hinge, allowing the building to flex rather than break during the Earth's violent tremors. Constructed over several years, it incorporates a historic 1920s mansion at its base, which was hollowed out and moved temporarily during foundation work. The tower looks like a giant, open concrete book standing on the corner of Paseo de la Reforma. Its solid walls contrasting with the transparent glass facades. It is a symbol of Mexican pride and the relentless human spirit that refuses to be conquered by nature's fury. As the morning sun hits the gray concrete, the building glows with a stoic, protective light. Local architects say the tower is the guardian of the city's heritage. Can a wall of stone truly hold back the wrath of the shifting earth? The island of Montreal is witnessing a total transformation of its urban fabric through the Réseau Express Métropolitain, AREM. This $6.3 billion project is one of the world's longest automated light rail systems, stretching 67 kilometers across the Greater Montreal area. By utilizing fully driverless technology and dedicated tracks, the REM aims to double the capacity of the city's existing transit network while drastically reducing carbon emissions. The engineering feat involves repurposing the historic Mount Royal Tunnel, a deep passage carved through solid rock over a century ago. Visually, the sleek white trains look like a silver ribbon cutting through the snowy Canadian landscape, connecting distant suburbs to the vibrant downtown core. It represents a leap into a sustainable future and a collective pride for the province of Quebec. When the trains glide silently over the St. Lawrence River, there is a sense of serene harmony between machine and water. As the blue LED lights illuminate the winter mist, one feels the pulse of a city finally breathing as one. In the heart of Seattle's concrete jungle, a surreal bioconservatory has blossomed to redefine the modern workplace. The Amazon spheres are 3 interlocking glass domes that house over 40,000 plants from 50 different countries, creating a high-altitude cloud forest environment for employees to innovate. Standing nearly 100 feet tall, the spheres utilize a complex steel frame, known as a Catalan, to support thousands of glass panes without traditional internal columns. This botanical marvel was designed to foster creativity by re-establishing a link between humans and nature. To the passerby, the structures look like giant crystal bubbles or alien eggs that have landed in the middle of a high-tech district. It is a sanctuary of biodiversity, where the scent of rare orchids masks the hum of the surrounding city. Within this glass cathedral, the air feels charged with a primordial energy that calms the frantic mind. As the interior lights flicker through the leaves at twilight, the spheres glow like emerald lanterns. Is this the office of the future, or a temple to a nature we are losing? Why would a nation dig a deep, sprawling tunnel directly beneath its seat of government? The LRT Confederation Line in Ottawa is a $2.1 billion transit system that features a 2.5-kilometer tunnel cutting through the very heart of the capital's downtown core. Designed to solve decades of bus congestion, the project faced immense geological challenges, including the sinkhole incident that swallowed a street during construction. The line utilizes high-capacity Alstom trains that navigate the underground with surgical precision, bypassing the frozen streets above. The tunnel looks like a dark, concrete gullet that swallows the city's commuters every morning, spitting them out near the historic Parliament Hill. However, commuters often report an eerie silence that hangs in the deep stations, far below the limestone foundations of the city. There are warnings that the tunnels have disturbed long-dormant echoes of the capital's colonial past. As the train's headlights pierce the damp subterranean fog, a sense of heavy observation lingers in the air. Do the ghosts of the old city watch us from the shadows of the new? Never underestimate the biting cold of the north, for even the most modern fortresses can feel its icy touch. Rogers Place in Edmonton is a state-of-the-art hockey arena that serves as the home for the Oilers, built to be the centerpiece of the city's ice district. This massive structure was engineered with high-efficiency climate control to maintain a perfect ice sheet while the external temperatures drop to a lethal -40 degrees. Its exterior is wrapped in stainless steel, looking like a giant metallic teardrop or a futuristic spaceship that has skidded across the tundra. But why does the wind whistle so mournfully through its silver skin? Local fans speak of a cold presence that drifts through the upper concourses when the stands are empty, a chill that no heater can touch. There are whispers that the arena sits on a path where the winter spirits once roamed freely. As the stadium lights reflect off the polished ice, the shadows seem to move with a life of their own. Will the roar of the crowd be enough to keep the darkness at bay? Why would a city decide to build a massive, circular railway deep beneath the sea level? The Copenhagen Metro expansion, known as the City Circle Line, M3, is an engineering marvel that connects 17 new stations in a continuous loop under the Danish capital. These fully automated driverless trains operate 24 hours a day, navigating through narrow tunnels carved into the precarious limestone and clay of the seafloor. The stations are designed with light-directing sun tunnels that bring natural daylight deep into the subterranean levels. Visually, the metro looks like a giant glowing concrete ring buried beneath the canals, a hidden machinery that keeps the city's heart beating. Yet workers warn that the deeper you go, the more the air feels heavy with the weight of the Baltic Sea pressing down. There are rumors of strange rhythmic thumping heard against the tunnel walls during the high tide, like something massive is knocking from the outside. As the silent trains glide into the empty stations at midnight, the flickering lights reveal shadows that shouldn't exist. Don't hold your breath while passing through the George Massey Tunnel, for the Fraser River is a heavy master. This immersed tube tunnel, buried 20 meters below the riverbed, is a critical link in the highway system of British Columbia. Constructed in the 1950s using precast concrete sections that were sunk and joined underwater, it remains a claustrophobic feat of mid-century engineering. The tunnel walls are damp and stained by decades of exhaust, looking like a sunken concrete lung that breathes the city's traffic in and out. Driving through it feels like descending into a dark, watery abyss, where the ceiling seems to sag under the weight of the massive silt deposits above. Local legends tell of the Silt Man, a spirit of the river who roams the maintenance shafts, searching for a way back to the surface. There are warnings that the tunnel groans during the spring freshet, as if the river is trying to crush the concrete intrusion. When the fluorescent lights hum in the dark, you realize how small you are beneath the flow. Don't look up. The concrete wall rising above the pine trees is a giant designed to hold back the force of a mountain. The Gross Dam, expansion in Colorado, is a massive engineering effort to raise the existing structure by 131 feet, making it the tallest dam in the state. This project requires pouring hundreds of thousands of cubic yards of roller-compacted concrete to bolster the dam's capacity and ensure water security for the growing Denver region. The structure looks like a jagged, man-made tooth of gray stone clamped firmly between the granite walls of the Rockies. It is a masterpiece of hydraulic engineering and a shield against the unpredictable cycles of drought. But the mountain spirits are said to be restless when the water rises. Local legends speak of ancient stones that groan under the new weight, as if the earth itself is protesting the intrusion. When the mist rolls over the spillway, a cold, heavy silence descends upon the valley. What is the mountain truly hiding beneath the rising blue depths? Hidden within the northern reaches of the Czech Republic lies the Adrischbach-Teplis rocks, a breathtaking labyrinth of sandstone formations that dates back to the Mesozoic era. These majestic rock cities were formed millions of years ago when a vast prehistoric sea receded, leaving behind thick layers of sediment that were eventually carved by the relentless forces of wind, water, and frost. The result is a dense forest of stone towers, some reaching heights of over 70 meters, separated by narrow, sunless canyons and emerald-colored pools. Geologists categorize this area as one of the most significant examples of sandstone relief in Europe, featuring unique pseudokarst phenomena and intricate erosional patterns. Every pillar has a name, from the mayor and his wife to the lovers, shaped so precisely that they appear to be the work of a giant sculptor rather than natural decay. Visually, the site looks like a petrified forest of titans, where the gray stone bark is covered in vibrant moss, and the paths wind through the earth like the roots of the world. The Czech people hold this landscape in high esteem as a symbol of Bohemian natural heritage and artistic inspiration. There is a local saying that he who walks among the stones learns the language of patience, reflecting the calm endurance of the formations. As the soft morning mist clings to the tall sandstone needles, the entire valley glows with a serene, pearlescent light. It feels as though the rocks are guardians of a peace that the modern world has long forgotten. Can a stone truly feel the passage of time? Or is it simply waiting for the sea to return and claim its own once more? How do you carve a lifeline through a landscape defined by the dust of war and the heat of the sun? The Kosh-Tepe Canal is a monumental 285-kilometer irrigation project in northern Afghanistan, designed to divert water from the Amu Darya River to transform parched deserts into fertile farmland. This project is a feat of raw human will, involving the excavation of millions of tons of sand and earth using heavy machinery in one of the world's most challenging environments. From above, the canal looks like a long sapphire blue vein stretching across a dry, calloused hand, bringing life to a dead land. It represents a hope for food security and a symbol of national rebirth for a weary people. However, the desert has a long memory and does not give up its heat easily. Elders warn that the water carries the spirits of forgotten rivers that once flowed through these sands centuries ago. As the water rushes into the new channels, the air vibrates with a low, primeval roar. Will the desert allow this blue path to remain, or will the sands eventually claim their thirst? A city of brains is rising from the snowy plains of Moscow, glowing with the intensity of a digital dawn. The Skolkovo Innovation Center is a 400-hectare smart city and technological hub designed to be Russia's answer to Silicon Valley. This multi-billion-dollar project features avant-garde architecture, including the Matrix and the East Ring, utilizing sustainable energy and hyper-connected infrastructure to foster the next generation of global technology. The center looks like a collection of geometric crystal palaces scattered across the white landscape, its glass facades reflecting the pale winter sun like a futuristic mirage. It is a sanctuary for innovation and a symbol of a nation's drive toward the future. Yet, the cold air around the buildings vibrates with an unseen energy, a high-frequency hum of millions of algorithms. Some say the city has a digital heartbeat that can be felt in the absolute silence of the Russian night. Who is the true architect of this machine? Humanity, or the code we have created? Building a gateway to the Pacific requires more than just glass and steel. It requires a vision that can withstand the salt and the sun. The San Diego International Airport expansion is a $3.4 billion transformation centered on the construction of a brand new Terminal 1. This project features 30 new gates and a sophisticated passenger boarding system designed to streamline the flow of 25 million travelers annually. To protect against the coastal environment, the structure utilizes high-performance materials and sustainable energy systems. Visually, the terminal looks like a giant, shimmering glass wave, frozen just before it breaks against the city's skyline, its translucent skin reflecting the golden California light. It is a beacon of progress and a testament to the city's maritime heritage. Yet, travelers often report a strange, serene hum that resonates through the terminal walls during the sunset. Some say the building breathes with the rhythm of the ocean tides. As the planes ascend into the crimson sky, the horizon feels closer than ever. Is this a place of departure, or a sanctuary where the spirit finds its wings? Where the salt flats meet the horizon, a skeletal army of iron lies forgotten in the dust, their steam-powered hearts stilled by the relentless wind and salt of the Altiplano. The train cemetery near Uyuni is a haunting monument to the 19th century mining boom, containing the rusted remains of dozens of British-built steam locomotives. These engines were once the pride of the Andean Railway, transporting silver and tin to the Pacific coast before the mining industry collapsed and the tracks were abandoned in the 1940s. The high salt content in the air and the constant desert gales have corroded the steel into jagged orange-red sculptures of decay. The cemetery looks like a graveyard of mechanical beasts, their hollow boilers and twisted wheels resembling the rib cages of prehistoric monsters half buried in the white salt crust. It is a place of heavy, industrial melancholy, where the promise of progress has been swallowed by the silence of the desert. Travelers often report hearing the phantom whistle of a ghost train when the wind hits the empty iron shells at a certain angle. Local legends say the spirits of the engineers still haunt the cabs, trying to complete a journey to a destination that no longer exists. As the sunset casts long, skeletal shadows across the salt, the trains glow with a final, fiery orange light before being consumed by the cold Andean night. They stand as a warning that even our greatest machines are eventually reclaimed by the earth. If the iron could speak, would it tell us where the tracks truly end? Or are we all just passengers on a train that has already stopped? The Piran Mountains stand as a formidable granite and marble fortress in southwestern Bulgaria, representing one of the most significant alpine landscapes in the Balkan Peninsula. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a geological masterpiece, primarily formed during the Paleozoic era, with subsequent glacial sculpting that occurred during the Pleistocene. Its highest peak, Viran, reaches an imposing 2,914 meters, characterized by its sheer marble faces that gleam under the European sun. The range is home to over 186 glacial lakes, known locally as the Eyes of the Mountain, which sit nestled in high-altitude cirques. Scientists note the presence of the Bakushev's pine, one of the oldest trees in the world, which has witnessed over 300 years of human history from its rocky perch. Visually, the jagged ridges and serrated peaks look like a crown of white bone resting upon the emerald velvet of the coniferous forests below. It is a place of absolute ecological prestige, where the air is thin and the silence is a physical presence. The local people speak of these heights with a profound sense of ancestral dignity, often reciting the old Bulgarian proverb, "The mountain does not need us, but we cannot breathe without the mountain." As the golden light of dusk illuminates the marble cliffs, a sense of eternal stability settles over the landscape, reminding every traveler of the enduring strength of the earth. There is a quiet belief here that the peaks are the pillars of the sky itself, holding up the heavens for the sake of the world below. Does the mountain remember the names of the ancient kings who once sought sanctuary in its shadow? Or are we all just whispers in its long, cold dream? Located on the rugged border between the Northern Territory and Western Australia, Keep River National Park is a geological sanctuary that preserves 1.8 billion years of Earth's history. The park is renowned for its spectacular sandstone landforms, particularly the beehive domes that mirror the world-famous Bungle Bungle Range. These formations were created through the deposition of ancient river sediments, followed by millions of years of tectonic shifts and weathering, resulting in a landscape of striking orange and gray-striped towers. Beyond its physical grandeur, the park is a vital cultural landscape for the Miriwung people, whose rock art sites within the park date back thousands of years, documenting an unbroken connection to the land. The scientific value of the Keep River lies in its complex stratigraphy and the preservation of rare flora and fauna adapted to the harsh, semi-arid climate. From an aerial perspective, the cluster of domes looks like a vast, scorched city of clay vessels scattered across the red dust of the outback. It is a place where the deep time of the planet is visible in every layer of rock. The local rangers and traditional owners take immense pride in the resilience of this ancient terrain, often noting that the land speaks to those who know how to listen. As the harsh Australian sun sets, the sandstone glow transitions from a fiery orange to a deep, spiritual purple. There is a profound sense of belonging in the warm evening air, a feeling that the earth itself is a living record of every footstep ever taken. If the stones are the library of the ancestors, what stories are they writing about us in the dust today? Do not be lulled into a false sense of security by the beauty of the Icelandic highlands, for the red earth of Hengifoss tells a violent story of fire and ice. Standing at 128 meters, Hengifoss is one of the tallest waterfalls in Iceland, but its true mystery lies in the walls behind the plunging water. The cliff face is a vertical timeline of the Tertiary period, featuring thick layers of dark basaltic lava separated by thin, striking bands of red clay. These red layers are paleosols, ancient soils formed during warm periods between volcanic eruptions, later baked by the heat of new lava flows. The sight is jarring. It looks like a giant bleeding wound in the side of the mountain, where the water acts as a cold bandage that never heals. As you climb the steep, rocky path, the wind can shift in an instant, turning the spray into a blinding shroud. Local legends warn of spirits that dwell in the mist, mimics that pull travelers toward the edge with the sound of falling stones. They say the red layers are the blood of the earth itself, trapped between layers of frozen time. When the sun hits the red clay, it glows with an unnatural, sinister intensity that seems to pulse with a low, subterranean heat. There are warnings that the mountain groans during the spring thaw, as if the water is trying to wash away the history of the fire. As the roar of the falls echoes through the basalt columns, you realize that nature here is not just a view, but a predator. If the red earth ever stops bleeding, will the mountain finally find its peace, or will it erupt in a new fury? Beware the silence of the Sermelik Fjord, for the white giants drifting in its waters are the ghosts of a vanishing world, and they do not go quietly into the deep. Located in southeast Greenland, this 100-kilometer-long fjord serves as the primary drainage path for the Helheim Glacier, one of the fastest-moving ice streams on the planet. The fjord is a chaotic graveyard of icebergs, some as large as city blocks, which calve from the glacier's edge and drift toward the Atlantic in a slow-motion funeral procession. The water is a deep, freezing black, reaching depths of several hundred meters, hiding the submerged hulls of these crystalline titans. Visually, the fjord looks like a field of jagged white teeth floating in a dark mirror, a landscape of absolute Arctic desolation and monochromatic beauty. It is a place of profound scientific urgency, where researchers track the melting ice to predict the rising tides of the world. Inuit hunters who navigate these waters speak of the Kalupalik, sea-dwelling creatures that pull the curious into the freezing depths if they stare too long at the ice. They believe the icebergs possess a cold soul that hums a low-frequency warning before they flip or shatter. As the northern lights dance over the jagged white silhouettes, the fjord takes on a ghostly, phosphorescent glow that defies human explanation. In this realm of ice and shadow, the boundary between the living and the frozen is thin. When the last iceberg melts, will the ocean remember the weight of the giants it once carried? Or will the silence finally become absolute? Step onto the Bajira Tract, and you may forget you are still on Earth. For this white chalk wilderness is a ghost of a prehistoric ocean that once covered the world. Located on the Ustyurt Plateau between the Caspian and Aral Seas, Bogira is a geological marvel composed of thick layers of limestone and chalk deposited millions of years ago at the bottom of the ancient Tethys Ocean. Over eons, the receding waters and relentless erosion have carved the plateau into a surreal landscape of towering white cliffs, fangs, and mesas that rise abruptly from the desert floor. The most famous formations, the Two Fangs, stand like giant, chalky sentinels guarding a valley of absolute silence. Visually, the site looks like an alien city of white marble ruins, or the bleached ribcage of a leviathan, glowing with a blinding brilliance under the Central Asian sun. It is a place of deep time, where fossilized shark teeth can still be found embedded in the white dust. Kazakh nomads have long regarded the plateau as a sacred space, a bridge between the physical world and the spirits of the ancestors who roam the empty horizons. They say the silence here is so pure that you can hear the heartbeat of the earth if you stay perfectly still. As the moonlight hits the white chalk, the entire landscape transforms into a phosphorescent dreamscape, a world of silver shadows and pale stone. Is Bogira a glimpse into our planet's distant past? Or is it a preview of a future where the oceans are gone? What secrets are written in the white dust of a sea that vanished? Look up until your neck aches at the floating pillars of the gods. For Zhangjiajie is where the earth reaches for the heavens and forgets to come back down. Located in the Wulingyuan scenic area of Hunan province, this park features over 3,000 quartz sandstone pillars, some rising more than 1,000 meters into the sky. These formations were created over 380 million years of physical weathering, tectonic uplift, and water erosion, leaving behind a vertical forest of stone. The most famous peak, the Southern Sky Column, served as the inspiration for the floating Hallelujah Mountains in the movie Avatar. The landscape is frequently draped in a thick, ethereal mist, making the pillars appear to float in a sea of clouds. Visually, it looks like an army of stone giants standing in silent vigil over an emerald abyss of ancient pines and plunging waterfalls. It is a site of profound aesthetic prestige, a landscape that has inspired Chinese inkwash paintings for centuries. Local legends say the pillars are the petrified soldiers of a celestial army, turned to stone to guard the path to the immortal realm. They believe that on quiet nights, you can hear the stone giants breathing as the wind whistles through the narrow canyons. As the setting sun hits the sandstone peaks, the rock glows with a warm, amber brilliance that feels like a divine invitation. But the paths are narrow, and the drops are bottomless. Are you climbing toward enlightenment? Or are we all just tiny ants in the garden of the gods? Beware the island within a lake within an island, for Tal is a nested Russian doll of fire and water that refuses to be tamed by the Pacific. Located on the island of Luzon, Tal is one of the world's most dangerous complex volcanoes, sitting within a massive 25-kilometer caldera formed by prehistoric eruptions. The current volcano island sits in the center of Lake Tal, and within that island is another crater lake containing a small rock called Vulcan Point. This geological anomaly is a testament to the violent tectonic forces of the Philippine Mobile Belt, where the Earth has collapsed and rebuilt itself dozens of times. With 38 recorded eruptions, Tal is a constant threat, its beauty masking a volatile heart that can turn the sky to ash in an instant. Visually, the emerald green waters of the crater look like a dragon's eye peering out from a bed of dark volcanic sand and lush tropical vegetation. It is a place of heavy, humid silence where the Earth's heat can be felt through the soles of your shoes. Local legends speak of Lumingon, the spirit of the lake, who demands respect and silence from those who navigate the waters. They believe the occasional tremors are the volcano's heartbeat, a rhythmic warning that the fire below is merely resting. As the steam rises from the vents at sunset, the lake glows with an eerie, sulfurous yellow light that feels like a portal to the underworld. There are warnings that the water can boil without notice, a sign that the dragon is waking. If the lake begins to retreat, where will you run before the fire returns? Dive into the living pulse of the planet, but beware the silence of the tides, for the world's largest lung is struggling to catch its breath. The Great Barrier Reef is a colossal biological infrastructure stretching 2,300 kilometers along the coast of Queensland, composed of over 2,900 individual reefs and 900 islands. It is not a single structure, but a gargantuan colony of billions of tiny organisms known as coral polyps, which have built a limestone fortress over millions of years. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a kaleidoscope of biodiversity, housing thousands of species of fish, mollusks, and sea turtles within its intricate labyrinth of branching and brain corals. Visually, the reef looks like a submerged, psychedelic city of neon gardens and crystalline canyons, a riot of color that defies the blue monotony of the ocean. It is a site of supreme ecological prestige, acting as the primary barrier between the land and the raw power of the Pacific. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples hold a deep spiritual connection to the reef, viewing it as a living record of their sea country and ancestral spirits. They believe the currents are the voices of the elders, guiding the fish and the seasons through the coral gates. As the sunlight filters through the turquoise water, the reef glows with a shimmering, iridescent light that feels like a divine celebration of life. But when the coral turns white, it is a sign that the soul of the reef is departing. If the colors fade to gray, will the ocean ever remember how to dance? Wake up before the sun to witness the earth's morning breath, but do not stray from the path, for the ground here is a fragile crust over a boiling abyss. El Tatio is the highest geyser field in the world, perched at 43,320 meters in the Andes Mountains of northern Chile. With over 80 active geysers, it is a site of intense geothermal activity driven by the heat of the Altiplano Puna volcanic complex. In the freezing pre-dawn air, massive columns of steam erupt from the vents, reaching heights of several meters as the boiling water hits the thin, cold atmosphere. The ground is covered in white mineral crusts and colorful microbial mats that thrive in the extreme heat and altitude. Visually, the site looks like a field of steaming ghosts dancing on a white, extraterrestrial plateau, a landscape of primordial chaos. It is a place of violent sounds, hissing, bubbling, and thundering, that echo against the jagged Andean peaks. Indigenous Atacameño people regard El Tatio as a sacred site, the grandfather who provides warmth and life to the high desert. They believe the steam is the breath of Pachamama, the Earth Mother, and that the pools are her boiling kettles. As the sun rises over the mountains, the steam columns turn a brilliant fiery gold, illuminating the silhouettes of the wandering vicuñas. But the beauty is deadly. One wrong step into a thin crust can lead to a scalding end. If the earth stops breathing, will the mountains finally crumble into the silence? Taste the smoke of the agave and the salt of the earth in a city built from the green stone of the mountains. Oaxaca is the cultural heart of Mexico, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its colonial Baroque architecture and its deep Zapotec and Mixtec roots. The city was constructed using Cantera Verde, a volcanic stone that gives the cathedrals and palaces a unique emerald hue. The city looks like a sea of green-tinted stone and vibrant textiles spilled across a dusty, high-altitude valley, a place where history is layered like a mole sauce. It is a site of immense culinary and artistic prestige, where every plaza holds a secret of the soul. As the bells of Santo Domingo ring at dusk, the green stone glows with a soft, nostalgic light that feels like an eternal memory. Some say the city is a living museum where the past and future dance. If the colors fade, will the earth remember its name? Touch the roof of the nation, where the Star Mountain watches the sunrise over two different seas. Pico de Orizaba, or Chitlaltépetl, is the highest peak in Mexico and the third highest in North America, standing as a dormant stratovolcano at 5,736 meters. Its snowy peak is visible for miles, serving as a landmark for sailors in the Gulf and travelers in the high plateau for centuries. The mountain looks like a massive white-crowned pyramid of ice and basalt, floating in a sea of cobalt blue. a lonely titan guarding the sky. It is a site of absolute mountaineering prestige and thin air secrets, where the horizon stretches into infinity. As the first light of dawn hits the glacier, the peak glows with a divine golden intensity that feels like a celestial lighthouse. Legends say the mountain is the resting place of a great warrior who became a star. When the clouds swallow the base, are you standing on earth or in heaven? Wander through the city of gold and wonder if the sun has finally decided to live among the stones of the Maya. Izamal is a pueblo mágico, where almost every building in the historic center is painted a brilliant egg yolk yellow, centered around the massive 16th century convent of San Antonio de Padua. This city was a major religious center for the Maya, built atop ancient pyramids that still loom over the yellow streets like silent, grassy sentinels. The town looks like a sunny labyrinth or a golden sea of stone, where the yellow facades reflect the relentless tropical heat. It is a place of solar prestige and colonial mystery, where the pace of life is dictated by the shadows. As the evening light hits the arches, the entire city glows with a warm, incandescent brilliance that feels like a sacred dream. Some say the yellow paint hides the Maya blood spilled on the walls. Is the city a beacon of light or a mask for the past? Peer into the unblinking eye of the earth, but do not look too long, or the primal fire of Yellowstone will sear your very soul. The Grand Prismatic Spring is the largest hot spring in the United States and the third largest in the world, sitting atop the volatile Yellowstone supervolcano. Measuring 113 meters across and 50 meters deep, the spring discharges an incredible 2,100 liters of boiling water every minute. The striking rainbow colors are not a trick of the light, but a biological map of life. The deep blue center is a result of the scattering of light by water molecules, while the vibrant orange, red, and yellow rings are created by thermophilic bacteria and algae that thrive in specific temperature zones. Visually, the spring looks like a giant psychedelic sun trapped in a basin of white sinter, a boiling iris staring up from the fractured crust of the planet. It is a place of intense, sulfurous smells and a heat that vibrates in the air. Scientists believe the spring offers a glimpse into the conditions of the early Earth and the possibility of life on other worlds. Indigenous tribes have long regarded the area as a place of great medicine and spiritual power, warning that the smoking waters are a gateway to the spirit world. As the steam swirls over the colorful mats at twilight, the spring glows with an otherworldly, radioactive brilliance. Is this the cradle of life, or is it the eye of a monster waiting for the crust to break? Climb the 272 rainbow steps toward the yawning mouth of the limestone titan, but be prepared to leave your worldly ego at the base of the Golden God. The Batu Caves are a 400 million year old limestone hill located near Kuala Lumpur, serving as one of the most important Hindu shrines outside of India. The entrance is guarded by a colossal 42.7 meter tall golden statue of Lord Murugan, which took 3 years and 300 liters of gold paint to complete. The interior of the main cathedral cave features soaring ceilings draped with stalactites, illuminated by natural skylights that pierce the limestone roof. This sacred site is the center of the annual Taipusam festival, where thousands of devotees carry ornate kavadis and perform acts of penance in a trance-like state. Visually, the caves look like the massive ornate throat of a stone dragon, its insides decorated with intricate shrines and dancing shadows. It is a place where the humidity of the tropical rainforest meets the cool, damp air of the ancient earth, creating an atmosphere of heavy spiritual intensity. Pilgrims believe that ascending the stairs is a symbolic journey toward enlightenment, shedding sins with every step taken under the watchful eyes of the monkeys. As the shafts of sunlight cut through the cavern's incense smoke, the cave feels like a divine cathedral where the earth itself is praying. The monkeys chatter like guardians of a secret knowledge we have forgotten. If the stones could whisper the prayers of 1,000,000 devotees, would we be able to handle the weight of the light? Do not stare too long into the depths of the Black Lake, for the mountain eye sees deeper into you than you can ever see into its dark, freezing heart. Located in Dermator National Park, Kurno Jezero is a glacial lake fed by the melting snows of the surrounding limestone peaks. Its water, a deep, emerald black that hides a depth of nearly 50 meters. The lake is surrounded by a dense, suffocating forest of black pines that cast an eternal shadow over the surface, making the water appear like a pool of ink, even in the midday sun. It is a place of absolute, heavy silence, broken only by the sound of the Shalina waterfall during the spring, which thunders into the lake from the cliffs above. Visually, the lake looks like a dark, liquid chalice resting at the foot of the jagged peaks, a mirror that reflects a sky that feels millions of miles away. Local shepherds warn that the lake is a portal to another realm, where a sunken monastery lies at the bottom, its bells still ringing during the great floods. They believe the water is so cold it can steal your breath and keep it forever, a price for trespassing in the sanctuary of the forest. As the moon rises and turns the surface into a sheet of leaden glass, the shadows of the pines seem to walk upon the water. If you see a reflection that isn't yours, do not wait to see where it leads. What is the lake waiting for in the silence of the black pines? Dive into the unblinking eye of the earth, but beware of the silence that waits in the dark. The cenotes are natural sinkholes formed by the collapse of limestone bedrock, revealing a vast, interconnected subterranean world of crystal-clear groundwater. For the ancient Maya, these thousands of watery pits were the primary source of life in a land without rivers, but they served a darker purpose as well. The water looks like a liquid sapphire trapped in a stone throat, with ancient tree roots reaching down from the surface like thirsty, skeletal fingers. It is a masterpiece of geological patience and a gateway to the prehistoric past. Local legends warn that these pools are the entrance to Xibalba, the Maya underworld, where the gods of death still demand respect. As the noon sun pierces the opening, a divine shaft of light illuminates the floating dust, making the water glow with a haunting electric brilliance. What is the abyss trying to tell you in the absolute cold? Steer clear of the Countertall Glacier Road when the ice begins to shift, for the glacier is a slow-moving god that does not recognize the rights of men. This valley is home to one of the most spectacular high alpine roads in Europe, climbing to an elevation of 2,750 meters and cutting directly through layers of prehistoric rock and perpetual ice. The engineering feat involved carving a path through terrain that is constantly in motion, where the road must be rebuilt every year to survive the crushing weight of the snow. The glacier itself looks like a giant frozen blue tongue licking the side of the gray mountain, its surface scarred by deep, bottomless crevasses that glow with an unnatural sapphire light. However, the beauty of the ice hides a terrifying hunger. Local legends tell of the White Lady of Countertall, a spirit who wanders the ice fields, searching for those who disrespect the silence of the heights. There are warnings that the wind through the valley carries a high-pitched scream that isn't made by air, but by the grinding of ancient stones. As the blue shadows of the peaks stretch across the valley floor, the temperature drops so fast it feels like the air is turning to glass. If you hear the ice cracking beneath your feet, do not look back. The mountain is reclaiming its own, and it does not leave footprints. A river of ice flowing through a throat of emerald jungle. The Franz Josef Glacier is a defiance of the natural order that will freeze your heart. Located in the southern Alps of New Zealand's west coast, this 12-kilometer-long glacier is unique because it descends to just 300 meters above sea level, ending amidst a lush, temperate rainforest. Formed by the massive snowfall in the high neve, the ice is pushed down the steep valley at a rate of up to several meters per day, making it one of the fastest moving glaciers in the world. The ice is a deep, compressed sapphire blue, scarred by vertical crevasses and jagged seracs that groan under the pressure of the mountain. Visually, the glacier looks like a white, frozen tongue of a titan licking the bottom of a deep green valley, a striking clash of Arctic frost and tropical life. It is a site of immense scientific importance and Maori legend known as Ka Roimata o Hinahuka Tere, the tears of the avalanche girl. They believe the ice is made of the frozen tears of a woman who lost her lover to the heights, a mourning that will never melt. There are warnings that the glacier is a hungry beast that can swallow a person in a single crack of its blue ribs. As the mist rolls up from the valley floor, the ice glows with a cold, spiritual light that feels like an invitation to stay forever. If you hear the ice scream, it is not the wind, it is the mountain's grief. Do you dare to walk on a heart that has been frozen for centuries? Don't hold your breath inside the crystal ribs of the giant, for the ice is alive, and it is constantly closing its grip. The ice caves of Vatnajökull are located within the largest ice cap in Europe, covering 8% of Iceland's landmass. These ephemeral structures are formed every winter when geothermal heat or meltwater carves tunnels through the base of the glacier, creating caverns of translucent sapphire blue ice. Because the ice has been compressed for centuries, it contains no air bubbles, allowing it to absorb all colors of the light spectrum except blue, resulting in a brilliant, glowing interior. Visually, the caves look like the inside of a massive frozen wave or a sapphire cathedral with walls of rippled glass. It is a place of terrifying beauty and absolute cold, where the ceiling can be 10 meters of solid, prehistoric ice weighing thousands of tons. Local rangers warn that the caves are ghosts. They appear in the winter and vanish in the spring, and no two are ever the same. They say the ice groans because it remembers the volcanic eruptions that have tried to melt it over the centuries. There are warnings that if you hear a sharp crack, the mountain is deciding to take the cave back. As the low Arctic sun shines through the entrance, the blue walls glow with an otherworldly, radioactive intensity. If you see your reflection moving faster than you, run. The ice has caught your shadow. Will you find the way out before the glacier breathes? The mountain of the white snow is a dragon made of granite that has been sleeping for 1,000 years, waiting for the right moment to wake. Seoraksan is the highest mountain in the Taebaek Range in Gangwon Province, famous for its jagged peaks, deep valleys, and ancient Buddhist temples like Sinhungsa. Its most iconic feature is Ulsanbawi, a massive granite formation consisting of 6 vertical pillars that look like a fortress wall guarding the sky. Geologically, the mountain is a complex of granite and metamorphic rock that has been sculpted by millions of years of wind and frost into sharp, serrated ridges. Visually, Seoraksan looks like a series of stone fangs piercing through a sea of mist and fiery autumn maples, a landscape that has inspired Korean poets and monks for generations. It is a site of profound cultural prestige and natural beauty, where the air is thin and carries the sound of temple bells. Local legends tell of mountain spirits, the Sanshin, who ride tigers through the clouds and judge the hearts of the hikers. There are warnings that the Dinosaur Ridge is named not for its shape, but for the prehistoric hunger of the stones that swallow the careless. As the morning mist clings to the granite spires, the mountain glows with a soft, pearlescent light that feels like a sacred dream. If you see a white tiger in the fog, do not follow it. It is leading you to a peak you can never descend. Is the mountain your sanctuary, or are you just a guest in its long stone dream? Let the turquoise curtain of Kawasan swallow your fears, but do not forget that the water carries the weight of the mountains into the deep. Located in the heart of Badian, Cebu, Kawasan Falls is a three-layered waterfall system fed by the Matutinao River, which winds through a dense tropical jungle of karst limestone. The water's striking crystalline blue color is the result of high concentrations of calcium carbonate dissolved from the limestone bedrock, creating a liquid sapphire that feels unnaturally soft. The falls plunge into deep, circular basins carved by centuries of hydraulic erosion, surrounded by towering canyon walls draped in emerald moss and ancient ferns. Visually, the site looks like a hidden paradise of liquid silk pouring over velvet stone, a masterwork of tropical hydrology. It is a place of vibrant life and deafening roars, where the mist creates permanent rainbows in the filtered sunlight. Local folklore speaks of the Dewata, the forest guardians who bathe in the second tier of the falls at midnight, warning that those who pollute the water will find themselves lost in the jungle. They believe the falls are a site of spiritual cleansing, a natural baptism for the weary soul. As the golden sun pierces through the canopy, the water sparkles with a divine, iridescent light that feels like a liquid prayer. However, the currents in the deep pools are deceptive, pulling at the legs of the unwary like a playful but dangerous spirit. When the rain turns the turquoise to brown, do you still hear the music of the falls? Or is it a warning of the mountain's anger? The earth is on fire in Gansu, a spilled palette of 1,000 rainbows that has been frozen in the desert heat. The Jiangyi National Geopark is famous for its rainbow mountains, a spectacular 50-square-kilometer area where layers of red sandstone and various minerals were compressed over 24 million years and then thrust upward by tectonic plates. Subsequent erosion by wind and rain has carved these layers into rolling hills, sharp ridges, and deep valleys, revealing a vibrant spectrum of red, orange, yellow, and green. Visually, the landscape looks like a giant, psychedelic silk carpet draped over the rugged desert, or a mountain range made of powdered gemstones. It is a site of absolute geological wonder, representing a history of the planet's crust that is laid bare for all to see. However, the local people warn that you must never step off the designated paths, for the painted earth is as fragile as a butterfly's wing and takes 1,000 years to heal from a single footprint. They believe the colors were painted by the ancestors to mark the path of the Silk Road and to hide the treasures of the old emperors. As the sun sets, the hills glow with a fiery neon intensity that looks like the ground is burning from within. There are warnings that the colors move and shift when no one is looking, a rhythmic dance of the earth's spirit. If the ground begins to glow beneath your feet, stop. You are walking on a rainbow that doesn't want to be touched. Stay away from the shoreline of the Black Lake when the moon is high, for the shadows of the Dermater Forest have a hunger that the water cannot satisfy. Known locally as Kurno Jezero, this glacial lake sits at an altitude of 1,416 meters. Its deep, dark waters fed by the melting snows of the surrounding limestone peaks. The lake is divided into two parts, the Big Lake and the Little Lake, connected by a narrow strait that dries up in the summer, looking like a giant, lidless eye staring up from the abyss. The water appears black, not because of its clarity, but because of the dense, towering canopy of black pines that cast an eternal shadow over the surface. It is a place of cold, suffocating silence, where the depth reaches nearly 50 meters, hiding the remnants of ancient trees and forgotten paths. Local shepherds warn that the lake is a mountain eye that sees into the souls of those who dare to swim in its freezing depths. There are rumors of a phantom monastery that appears on the surface when the mist is thick, its bells ringing with a sound that causes the heart to stop. They say the water is so cold it can freeze your breath before you can scream for help. As the twilight fades, the lake reflects a sky that feels millions of miles away, leaving you alone in a hollow of stone and shadow. If you see your reflection smiling back when you are not, run. What is waiting beneath the black glass for the forest to give up its secrets? Do you dare to enter the aquarium of the world where the scorched desert meets the freezing deep? The Sea of Cortez is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a biological miracle born from tectonic rifts millions of years ago. It hosts over 900 species of fish and nearly a third of the world's marine mammals in its nutrient-rich currents. Visually, it looks like a shimmering sapphire ribbon flowing between the jagged golden dunes of Baja California, a stark contrast of liquid life and dry stone. It is a masterpiece of evolution, where the silence of the parched land is broken only by the powerful breach of a whale. As the moon rises, the bioluminescent water glows with a divine electric light that feels like the ocean's own nervous system. Local fishermen say the sea has a memory, and that the waves carry the songs of ancient leviathans who still guard the depths. If you listen to the tide, will you hear the heartbeat of the world? Ascend the ladder to the heavens where the ancient ones walked, and wonder if you are standing on a chessboard of the gods. Teotihuacan, meaning the place where men become gods, is home to the colossal pyramids of the sun and moon, connected by the haunting Avenue of the Dead. Built nearly 2,000 years ago, its architects utilized sophisticated geometry and astronomical alignments that still baffle modern engineers. The structures look like man-made mountains of gray stone, geometric titans rising from a dusty, sun-scorched plateau. It is a place of absolute spiritual prestige and obsidian-sharp secrets, where the air feels thin and electric with the power of the past. As the noon sun sits directly above the Pyramid of the Sun, the stone glows with an unblinking divine intensity. Local legends suggest the city was built as a portal for celestial travelers who left their wisdom in the rocks. Are we climbing toward enlightenment, or are we just shadows in a giant's garden? Watch the turquoise waves carefully, for the white sands of the Riviera Maya hold more than just the footprints of travelers. Once a quiet fishing village, Playa del Carmen has transformed into a global tourism hub, sitting atop a vast network of subterranean limestone rivers and flooded cenotes. The region's geography is defined by the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef, the second largest in the world, which protects the shore from the raw power of the Caribbean tides. The coastline looks like a ribbon of crushed pearls separating a sapphire sea from a dense, mysterious jungle that hides ancient secrets. The sparkling coastal light reflects off the water, revealing a world that feels both modern and primordial at the same time. Local stories speak of the Alexes, small spirits who guard the hidden caves beneath the luxury hotels, demanding offerings of honey and corn. When the sun dips below the horizon, the sea hums with a restless energy. Is this a paradise for the living or a playground for the spirits? Journey to the Galapagos of Mexico, but do not expect a warm welcome from the volcanic giants that guard the Pacific. Located 390 kilometers off the coast of Colima, this archipelago of 4 volcanic islands, Socorro, Clarion, San Benedicto, and Roca Partida, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its massive manta rays and sharks. These islands are the jagged peaks of a submerged mountain range, formed by intense volcanic activity and plate subduction over millions of years. The islands look like black obsidian teeth erupting from the endless blue void of the open ocean, scarred by fire and salt. The harsh, crystalline light of the Pacific illuminates the shadows of leviathans that swim in the deep, freezing waters. Sailors believe the islands are the resting place of old sea gods who demand a toll of silence from every passing ship. As the waves crash against the black rock, the earth groans with a deep subterranean hunger. What is the ocean hiding in the shadows of these lonely peaks? Remove your shoes and prepare to walk on a land where the streets are made of sand and the sharks move like silent clouds. Holbox is a narrow island separated from the mainland by the Yalahau Lagoon, famous as a sanctuary for whale sharks and pink flamingos. The island's unique position at the meeting point of the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean creates nutrient-rich waters that sustain a massive diversity of marine life. The island looks like a long golden needle floating in a shallow sea of liquid jade, where the horizon and the water become one. The soft, bioluminescent light of the midnight tide reveals the movement of tiny organisms that glow like fallen stars in the surf. Local legends tell of a hidden freshwater spring that gives eternal youth to those who drink in total silence. As the golf carts hum along the sandy paths, the island feels like a dream that might vanish with the next storm. Are we guests, or are we dreaming? Walk into the forest of whispering wings and realize that you are standing in a sanctuary of 1 billion traveling souls. The Monarch Butterfly Biosphere Reserve is a UNESCO site where millions of butterflies migrate from Canada every winter to cluster in the Oyamo fir trees of Michoacán. This biological phenomenon covers the trees in such density that the branches bend under the weight of the orange and black insects. The forest looks like a living, moving stained glass window of orange fire that does not burn, a silent explosion of life in the cold mountain air. It is a site of supreme ecological prestige and a mystery of nature that defies human logic. As the sunlight hits the clusters, the butterflies take flight, making the air glow with a shimmering golden brilliance. Local legends believe the monarchs are the spirits of the ancestors returning for a visit. If the forest goes silent, where will the souls go? Swim through a secret tunnel into the eye of an island and find a paradise born from the fire of cannons and the sea. The Marietas Islands are a group of small, uninhabited islands formed by volcanic activity, home to the famous Hidden Beach, or Playa del Amor. This circular beach, tucked inside a natural crater, was allegedly exposed by military bomb testing in the early 20th century, creating a sheltered sanctuary of white sand and turquoise water. The island looks like a jagged, green-topped fortress, with a sapphire heart hidden at its center, a secret womb protected by the Pacific. It is a site of supreme ecological prestige and a haven for the blue-footed booby. As the sunlight pours through the hole in the island's roof, the beach glows with a divine, iridescent brilliance that feels like a hidden dimension. Local sailors believe the islands are a living heart that must be guarded. If the tide rises, will the secret stay buried? Enter the surreal garden of the turquoise gods, where the water falls from the sky and the stone learns to dream. The Huasteca Potosina is a region of lush canyons, massive waterfalls like Tamil, and the surrealist garden Las Posas, built by Edward James in the middle of the rainforest. This landscape is defined by its dramatic limestone geography and its deep, emerald-colored rivers that cut through the vertical jungle. The region looks like a chaotic emerald paradise where liquid sapphire veins pulse through a labyrinth of gray stone and tropical flowers. It is a place of absolute natural insanity and artistic prestige, where the boundary between the real and the imagined vanishes. As the sun pierces the dense canopy, the waterfalls glow with a shimmering, electric brilliance that feels like a liquid roar. Some say the spirits of the water teach the birds how to sing. If you jump into the turquoise deep, will you ever want to come back? Follow the sound of the church bells through the cobblestone labyrinth, but do not be surprised if the shadows of the 18th century begin to follow you back. San Miguel de Allende is a UNESCO World Heritage City in the Central Highlands, renowned for its Spanish Baroque architecture and the iconic pink towers of the parroquia. The city played a pivotal role in the Mexican War of Independence, serving as a cradle of rebellion and art in the heart of the mountains. The city looks like a vibrant, sun-drenched painting of ochre and terracotta spilled across a rugged, dusty valley. The warm, golden light of the afternoon sun makes the pink sandstone of the cathedral glow with a divine, rose-colored intensity. Local stories suggest the bells ring with a tone that can ward off the mountain mists and the spirits they carry. As the evening lanterns flicker in the narrow alleys, you realize the past is not dead here. It is just waiting. Does the stone remember the revolution? Look toward the Los Arcos rock formations and wonder what secrets the Pacific has carved into the granite heart of the bay. Nestled between the Sierra Madre Mountains and Banderas Bay, Puerto Vallarta is a coastal sanctuary known for its deep-water harbor and diverse marine ecosystems. The region's geography, shaped by millions of years of tectonic shifts, creates a unique microclimate where the tropical jungle meets the cold currents of the deep ocean. The city looks like a white ribbon of houses clinging to the steep, emerald slopes of a mountain that is trying to slide into the sea. The fiery orange light of the sunset reflects off the Church of Our Lady of Guadalupe, where the crown atop the spire catches the final rays. Sailors say the bay is protected by an ancient spirit of the deep who ensures the humpback whales return every winter. As the waves crash against the Malecon, the air feels heavy with a salty spiritual weight. If the ocean rises, will the mountains hold? Do not look away from the steam rising from the mountain's throat, for the earth is exhaling its boiling secrets in the heart of Hidalgo. The Grutas de Tolantongo is a box canyon featuring natural thermal pools, a hot spring river, and a massive cave system carved by ancient volcanic activity. The water, heated by subterranean magma, maintains a temperature of 38 degrees Celsius as it flows over mineral deposits of calcium and magnesium. The site looks like a staircase of turquoise silk basins, hung precariously on a vertical, jagged gray cliffside, a mechanical marvel of nature. The vaporous blue light of the morning mist creates an ethereal atmosphere where the boundaries between rock and water vanish completely. Locals believe the hot water is the breath of an ancient earth goddess who provides healing to those who bathe in her springs. If the water ever stops boiling, will the mountain finally find its peace, or will it erupt in a new fury? Climb the 120 steps of Nohochmul, but do not look back until you have touched the clouds that the Maya once called their own. Coba is an ancient Maya city in Quintana Roo, famous for its extensive network of sac biob, white stone causeways, and the tallest pyramid in the Yucatan Peninsula. At its peak, between 600 and 900 AD, the city controlled a vast territory and housed over 50,000 inhabitants within its jungle-choked borders. The pyramid looks like a gray stone mountain struggling to breathe amidst a suffocating sea of green vines and ancient cedar trees. The harsh, white light of the tropical sun reveals the crumbling carvings of the descending god, who watches over the jungle canopy from the heights. Legends say the causeways still glow in the dark, guiding the spirits of the ancestors through the dense forest toward the stars. As the wind whistles through the limestone cracks at the summit, do you hear a message or just your own heart? Dive into a living miracle, where the desert's golden fangs meet a turquoise sanctuary that was once a graveyard. Cabo Pulmo is a national marine park and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, home to one of only 3 living coral reefs in North America. This 7,000-hectare area was once depleted by overfishing, but after becoming a protected zone in 1995, it witnessed one of the most successful ecological recoveries on the planet. The reef looks like a submerged sapphire palace teeming with silver tornadoes of jackfish and the silent, graceful shadows of bull sharks. It is a masterpiece of natural restoration, a testament to the ocean's resilience when left to its own rhythmic pulse. As the sunlight pierces through the crystalline water, the coral gardens glow with a divine, iridescent brilliance that feels like a sacred gift. The local guardians believe the sea has finally forgiven us, breathing life back into the stone. But if we stop listening to the tides, will the miracle vanish? Do not whisper in the house of the magician, for the rounded stones of Uxmal are listening with an ancient, heavy intent. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is the pinnacle of Puke architecture, defined by the magnificent Pyramid of the Magician, which legend says was built in a single night by a dwarf. Unlike the sharp angles of other Maya cities, Uxmal features smooth, elliptical curves and intricate limestone mosaics of the rain god, Chak. The ruins look like a series of ivory crowns rising above the emerald green canopy, a stone serpent winding through the silence of the Yucatan jungle. It is a place of profound mathematical prestige and celestial alignment, where every carved mask seems to watch the sky. As the twilight shadows stretch over the nunnery quadrangle, the white stone glows with a ghostly silver light. Some say the dwarf magician still haunts the high chambers, waiting for the rain to return. If the stones could speak, would you be ready for the secret? Stand upon the center of a dying lake and feel the pulse of a city that sinks while reaching for the stars. Mexico City is a colossal mosaic built directly over the ruins of the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan, where the great temple once stood. Because it was constructed on soft volcanic silt, the city is literally sinking at a rate of 20 inches per year, creating a surreal landscape where historic cathedrals lean into the earth. The city looks like a chaotic, golden concrete organism, its arteries filled with the restless energy of 22 million souls. It is a site of immense historical prestige, a place where the colonial Baroque and the ultra-modern collide. As the golden light hits the Angel of Independence, the city feels like a vessel floating on a forgotten memory. The ancestors whisper that the Aztec heart still beats beneath the heavy pavement, waiting for the water to reclaim its throne. Will the lake ever truly forget its original masters? The water is a sculptor that has spent 6,000 years carving a cathedral of stone. But do not be fooled by the beauty of its blue walls. The marble caves, or Cuevas de Marmol, are located on the shores of General Carrera Lake in Patagonia, a remote region shared by Chile and Argentina. These extraordinary formations are composed of pure calcium carbonate, which has been eroded by the constant lapping of the lake's glacial waters into intricate swirls, arches, and tunnels. The color of the marble changes throughout the year, reflecting the shifting turquoise and cerulean hues of the lake, which is fed by the melting ice of the Andes. Visually, the caves look like a subterranean palace of liquid stone, where the walls are made of frozen blue smoke and silver silk. It is a place of echoing ripples and shimmering reflections that play tricks on the human eye, making the solid rock appear to move like water. However, the local legends speak of the Lady of the Lake, a spirit who demands a tribute of silence for every cave you enter. There are warnings that the water inside the caves is so cold it can paralyze the soul before the body even feels the chill. Some say the marble isn't stone at all, but the petrified scales of a leviathan that sleeps beneath the lake. As the light reflects off the blue swirls, the cavern glows with a divine, iridescent brilliance that feels like a sacred sanctuary. If the water stops moving, leave immediately. The sculptor is finished with you. What secret is the marble trying to hide in its blue veins? Descend into the emerald throat of the earth, but do not forget that this was once a gateway to the Maya underworld. Cenote Iquil is a spectacular, open cenote in the Yucatan Peninsula, located near the ruins of Chichen Itza. Reaching a depth of 40 meters and a diameter of 60 meters, this limestone sinkhole was formed by the collapse of a cave ceiling, revealing a perfectly circular pool of dark green water 26 meters below ground level. The vertical walls are draped in a curtain of hanging vines and roots that reach down for the water like thirsty fingers, while small waterfalls cascade from the rim. For the ancient Maya, these cenotes were sacred portals to Xibalba and were used for both water supply and ritual sacrifices to the rain god, Chak. Visually, Iquil looks like a vertical, subterranean jungle trapped in a stone cylinder, a dark and humid paradise hidden beneath the dry forest. It is a place of heavy, damp silence, where the air feels ancient and charged with spiritual energy. Local guides warn that you must ask the spirits for permission before entering the water, for the depths hold the bones of those who were given to the gods centuries ago. They believe the falling water is the tears of the ancestors watching the living from the shadows. As the noon sun hits the water, the pool glows with a deep emerald brilliance that feels like a divine eye staring back at you. If the vines begin to sway when there is no wind, someone is climbing up to meet you. Don't wait for the water to fall, for these cascades have been frozen in stone for 10,000 years. Hierve el Agua is a set of natural petrified waterfalls in Oaxaca, formed by mineral-rich springs that have deposited calcium carbonate over the cliff faces for millennia. Though the name means the water boils, the springs are actually cool, bubbling up into natural infinity pools that overlook a vast emerald valley. The formations look like colossal white stalactite curtains draped over the mountain, a frozen, silent roar of geological time. It is a site of ancient prestige where Zapotec irrigation systems once thrived utilizing the Earth's minerals to sustain life. As the morning mist clings to the white stone, the pools glow with a serene, pearlescent light that feels like a sacred sanctuary. Local elders believe the water is the blood of the mountain, offering healing to those who approach with a quiet heart. If the stone ever melts, will the valley be ready for the flood? The jungle is breathing, and beneath its heavy emerald skin, the white stone skeleton of a lost empire is slowly waking up. Palenque is a 7th century Maya city-state in Chiapas, famous for its sophisticated architecture and the tomb of King Pakal, found deep within the Temple of the Inscriptions. The city reached its peak between 600 and 800 AD, before being abandoned to the encroaching rainforest for nearly a millennium. Preserved by the roots and the rain, the temples look like a jagged stone crown emerging from a suffocating ocean of vines and cedar trees, a pale ghost in a dark world. The dim, moss-filtered light illuminates the carvings of gods and kings who claim to travel between the 3 worlds of existence. Legends say King Pakal still walks the corridors of his stone palace when the mist is thick, guarding the entrance to the underworld. If the jungle ever recedes, will we find our future or a past we were never meant to understand? Journey to the origin of the sky, but do not expect to find the end of the horizon in this liquid emerald maze. Sian Ka'an is a 1.3 million acre UNESCO biosphere reserve, encompassing tropical forests, mangroves, marshes, and a massive portion of the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef. This primordial wilderness was sacred to the Maya, who used its crystal-clear canals for trade and spiritual passage. The landscape looks like a labyrinth of liquid mirrors, reflecting an endless blue canopy, a green eye staring up from the edge of the Caribbean. It is a masterpiece of biodiversity and prehistoric peace, where the breath of the Great Mother can be felt in the rustle of the palms. As the sun sets over the lagoons, the water glows with a soft, phosphorescent light that feels like the beginning of time. Ancient spirits are said to guard the hidden cenotes, ensuring the water stays pure for eternity. If the sky meets the earth here, where do we begin? Stand on the edge of the limestone cliff and wonder why the Maya built their final fortress to face the rising sun and the empty sea. Tulum is one of the few walled cities built by the Maya, serving as a major port for trade in obsidian and jade during the 13th and 15th centuries. Its location atop 12-meter-high cliffs provides a natural defense against invaders and a panoramic view of the turquoise Caribbean horizon. The ruins look like a weathered stone sentinel perched precariously over a sapphire abyss, its gray walls contrasting with the white sand and palm trees below. blinding white light of the Yucatan sun reflects off the Temple of the Frescoes, where the wind whispers through the stone apertures. Some say the city was built to wait for gods who never returned from across the water, leaving only the iguanas to guard the altars. As the tide hits the base of the cliffs, do you hear a greeting or a warning from the deep? Stand in the city of eternal spring and look up at the smoking giant that watches over every flower that blooms. Atlixco is famous for its world-class climate and its spectacular carpets of flowers sitting directly at the base of the volatile Popocatépetl volcano. The city's geography is defined by the rich volcanic soil that fuels a massive floral industry, creating a landscape where color and danger exist in perfect harmony. The town looks like a vibrant, multicolored quilt laid out at the feet of a gray, ashy sentinel, a striking contrast between life and fire. It is a place of agricultural prestige and colonial beauty, where the scent of roses masks the sulfur in the air. As the golden hour illuminates the colorful facades, the volcano glows with a stoic, protective light. Local stories say the flowers are an offering to keep the mountain calm. If the ash falls, will the gardens survive the winter of the fire? Welcome to the edge of the world, where the heat of the Earth's core is enough to boil your blood. Iponing is the deepest man-made hole on Earth, reaching a staggering 4 kilometers below the surface. To keep miners alive in rock temperatures that reach 140 degrees Fahrenheit, a massive ice slurry cooling system pumps millions of gallons of frozen water into the depths every day. The mine looks like a dark, golden-veined labyrinth where the walls groan under the crushing pressure of miles of solid rock. It is a place of brutal industrial beauty and terrifying depths. The dim headlamps reveal a hazy, golden dust dancing in the hot air, like the spirits of a forgotten sun. Local legends speak of the Deep Ones, who guard the gold and demand a toll of sweat and breath. We have stolen the Earth's gold to build our empires, but what have we left behind in the absolute dark? Is the treasure worth the descent into the abyss? The Durmitor Massif is a geological masterpiece located in the northern part of Montenegro, forming a primary component of the Dinaric Alps. This UNESCO World Heritage Site was shaped through intense tectonic uplift and subsequent glacial erosion during the Pleistocene epoch, resulting in a landscape of dramatic limestone peaks and deep tectonic plateaus. The highest point, Bobatov Kuk, reaches an elevation of 2,522 meters, surrounded by 48 peaks that exceed 2,000 meters in height. Scientists have identified the area as a critical biodiversity hotspot, home to ancient endemic flora, and one of the last primary forests of black pine in Europe. The mountain's structural complexity includes 18 glacial lakes, often referred to as mountain eyes, which sit in high-altitude basins carved by retreating ice. Architecturally, the rugged ridges and jagged limestone spires look like a massive, silver-toothed crown resting upon a velvet bed of emerald forests. It is a site of immense scientific prestige and national pride, representing the raw, unyielding power of the Balkan interior. The local Highlanders speak of Dermator with a sense of ancestral reverence, considering the peaks to be the physical manifestation of the Earth's endurance. They maintain a quiet belief that the mountain provides a spiritual anchor for the entire region, shielding the valleys from the chaos of the outside world. As the setting sun bathes the limestone faces in a brilliant golden glow, the peaks appear to radiate a divine energy that has persisted for millions of years. This golden aura reflects the presence of the mountain spirits who, according to legend, watch over the shepherds in the high pastures. Does the mountain ever truly sleep? Or is it a silent witness to every age of man? Follow the white mist as it rolls over the pines and find the sanctuary where the mountain wind carries the prayers of the butterflies. Valle de Bravo is a colonial pueblo mágico nestled around the deep blue lake of Andro, famous for its red-tiled roofs and its proximity to the monarch butterfly sanctuaries. This high-altitude retreat has been a site of spiritual significance since the Matlatzinca people first roamed these mountains in the 16th century. The town looks like a cluster of butterfly wings clinging to a steep, emerald slope, its white walls reflected in the shimmering water. It is a place of serene prestige and sacred stillness, where the air carries the scent of damp earth and pine resin. As the evening lanterns flicker in the cobblestone alleys, the lake glows with a dark metallic light. They say the water hides a silver city at its bottom, visible only to those with a quiet soul. If the mist swallows the town, will you find your way back? Climb the jagged stone path to the heights of the wind, but do not look back until the gods of the mountain greet you. Tepoztlan is a mystical town nestled at the foot of the Tepozteco mountain, where an ancient Aztec pyramid sits perched on a sheer cliff 400 meters above the valley. This site was dedicated to Tepoztecatl, the god of Pulki and fertility, and it remains a center for spiritual seekers from across the globe. The mountain looks like a massive green stone fortress with serrated ridges that pierce the white clouds like the teeth of a titan. It is a place of heavy, mystic prestige, where the air is thin and carries the scent of burning copal. As the sun hits the red rock faces, the The cliffs glow with a warm, amber intensity that feels like an ancient hearth. They say the mountain vibrates with a cosmic energy that can heal or haunt. Who truly rules the wind in these high crags? Don't let the serene surface of Lake Toplitz deceive you, for its ink-black depths hold a darkness that oxygen cannot reach. Located high in the Austrian Alps, this lake is a limnological anomaly. Below 20 meters, the water contains no oxygen and is highly saline, creating a dead zone that preserves everything it swallows. This unique chemistry made it the perfect hiding place for the Nazi regime. Which used the lake as a testing site for naval weapons and allegedly dumped a fortune in counterfeit currency and secret documents into its abyss as the war collapsed. Over the decades, numerous divers have lost their lives attempting to uncover the lake's hoard. Fueling rumors of a cursed treasure that demands a blood sacrifice. The lake sits nestled between sheer limestone cliffs, looking like a dark, ink-filled chalice waiting to be tipped over. It is a place of heavy, suffocating silence, where the shadows of the surrounding pines never seem to move. Locals warn that the lake has a memory for greed, and that those who seek its gold never return the same, if they return at all. As the pale moonlight reflects off the stagnant surface, the water takes on a leaden, metallic sheen that feels cold even to the eyes. There are stories of ghostly lights dancing above the deepest parts of the lake, believed to be the spirits of the soldiers who guard the secrets of the Third Reich. Will the lake ever give back what it stole? Or is it a vault that was never meant to be opened?